idea to listen to people.
James, you want to say something?
Well, if I may say something in return, you know, I've been walking through the neighborhoods in Pembroke, meeting everybody, saying hello, you know, introducing myself. And I actually was in Country Club Circle, and I think I met your daughter yesterday. Okay. And, you know, I talked with her a little bit, and, you know, like I said to you the other night, like, honestly, if there's one person in this room that deserves to win, I mean, out of the three of us, I think it is you, Lewis Stone. You know, you can consider this an endorsement, but, you know, the work you've done for the community, it's outrageous. I mean, you've been here, you're a fixture. And, you know, whenever I've gone to a town selectman meeting, you're there. You know, you check the minutes, you're there. And if there's anyone that deserves it more, I think, they'd have to tell me, because I can't really see someone else. And, you know, that's just about the gist of it.
Well, I
thank
you for that non-endorsement, but I appreciate the words. I mean, if it is a non-endorsement...
Oh, no, it is an endorsement.
That's fine. That's fine. But I thank you for the kind words. But I would have to agree with you. I have been going to all these meetings. I mean, I'm retired.
Right.
Okay? I have other interests. But I have a large part of my interests are in the government of the town of Pembroke. I'm going to be here. I've been here 45 years. I have no plans to leave. So I'm going to be living right where I am and doing what I'm doing for a long time to come.
Okay.
And I would, you know, there's one other thing I'd like to see the Board of Selectmen do is we have a lot of committees, various committees, many committees. And most of them are volunteer people. And we have some vacancies on these committees. I would really like to make a big effort to get those vacancies filled. Because I think they're there for a reason. The committees are there for a definite reason. And some of them are appointed by the selectmen, and when they do their job, they're gone. But others go on and go on. So I'd really like, for example, the Wage and Personnel Board is supposed to be 3 people. They're supposed to be the ones that get job descriptions. If you want to get somebody a raise or change their job, you've got to go before them. Contract and negotiations, they're supposed to sit in on those with the selectmen. We don't have anybody on that board. I can't believe it. It's been a year and a half. I've spoken to the selectmen about it, and they think it's something that they should do, but they haven't done much about it.
Okay. Just before we continue, just remember, feel free to interrupt, follow if you want to follow up on somebody else's point. I'd very much like to do that, as I said before. You know, the less I talk, the better. But I'm going to take off from what Lou said, talking about the committees in town, all the volunteer boards and committees that really are part of almost any town government. But let me flip it a bit here. He's talked about the vacancies, and obviously you can talk about trying to attract more people to serve on committees. And people, a lot of people, I guess, Lou, you'd be one of them, double up on committees. They serve on more than one committee at a time. How do you, on the one hand, how do you get more people involved at these levels of government, these small committees, which do really even more thankless tasks, I think, than what Dan spoke of? You know, the Wage and Personnel Board being a good example. Or is it possible that a town like Pembroke has too many committees, that there are duties that should be turned over to the professional staff? I know, for example, do we really need a Wage and Personnel Board? Does a town like Pembroke really need a Wage and Personnel Board? You know, is that something, you know, getting people, is it a choice between getting people involved, more civic involvement, or perhaps considering that there are too many committees? And would like to take off from there.
Well, first of all, everyone has busy lives. As you know, Pembroke is a commuter town.
Yep.
So at least one, if not both, parents are working. And between working, raising the family, there's a lot to be done. The thing I found about Pembroke, even with these vacancies that you see up at Town Hall, the citizens of Pembroke contribute to the society. As I've seen, I've been a youth football coach, youth lacrosse coach, assistant, baseball coach, And the people that I see in and around the sports, whether it's any of those sports that I mentioned, hockey, soccer, there's so much commitment from the parents and families in the community itself. Scouting, another good example. So even though it seems as though there are vacancies in and around Town Hall, it doesn't mean the citizens of Pembroke aren't contributing. So there is interest in the town, there is interest in the community, and most people like to contribute to something that they're capable of. You know, not everyone is capable of being an assessor. Not everyone is capable of being on the advisory committee. So these committees take certain skills. Others just take the interest. So if people would join boards and committees to their skill level and their interest level, that's where we should go, and we should encourage people to do that.
Okay. Anybody else want to say something, James?
Well, I mean, on that side of the issue, you know, I've actually been talking a lot with the school system. They recently incorporated an internship program for seniors that can leave school during hours and then go contribute like the fire station, the police station, almost like an internship. I mean, you know, if we have vacancies and we have other means like part-time positions, anything cool like that that can't be filled, especially during a time of a hiring freeze, we may want to think about expanding these programs to bring civic-minded young individuals like myself into these departments.
But I'm just talking about committees, really, not necessarily like professional staff or paid staff, but talking about like...
Well, yeah, even more so. I mean, young people want to get involved in the community. You know, you just have to give them a venue, get them in there. And, you know, it doesn't take, you know, there isn't, you know, it's not really an apathy effect with young people. You know, you see what they did during the presidential election. And, you know, there's definitely there's a large group of people out there that want to contribute. And, you know, you have to tap the resources, that's all. I mean, get the word out, let people know what's going on. And, you know, I mean, that's the gist of it. I mean, I guess a good way to put it would be there's community service hours that Pembroke High School students have to commit. You know, has anyone offered these students the possibility of being on these boards to fulfill the community service hours? I mean, not only are they fulfilling the hours, but they're also doing a justice to the community. Yeah. And they're definitely a demographic that needs to be looked at. And, you know, with the voting rates within the community, I mean, you know, we live in a country where, you know, you have freedom, and it's kind of one of the biggest things is coming out to vote. And, you know, we had an upturn last year of 2,500 voters, and the year before that was around 800. So, you know, it's really a situation of we have to identify what the needs are of everybody, and then have them understand that, you know, it's worth, you know, your freedom's worth a lot more, and by getting involved in these committees, it's really something you got to get involved with. I mean, even if I win or I don't win, I'm still going to be involved in these committees. I fully plan on getting active in the community, and this is just the first step. Maybe a big leap, but you know, I definitely think I'm capable of it.
Okay. Lou, since you kind of started this talking about the lack of committees or lack of involvement, do you ever look at, when you're talking about all the committees and how they, you know, the number of committees they have and how they're necessary at the same time, do you ever wonder if some of them might be worth further examining to see if they really do?
Well, I think the Board of Selectmen right now are looking at the Wage and Personnel Board. Because even though my experience with them, they performed a valuable function, I had to appear before them and had to sit on the hot seat with them, and believe me, they put me through it. But they were looking for the benefit of the town, and where is the money going to come from? Because I was looking for money.
Yeah.
You know, I was looking to replace a person that was lost in 2003 and was never reinstated, and they want to know where the money's going to come from. You know, well, the Council on Aging is not a revenue-producing outfit.
Yeah.
And but anyway, I think they are. In all fairness to them, I think they are evaluating that. It's just that it's not being discussed publicly that I'm aware of. So that's why I don't really know. But there is another committee that the